Welcome back. You're watching Morning News today on ENCA. Now, at least 16 people have died in stampedes at 3 recruitment centers in Nigeria. Thousands had turned up to apply for government jobs when the incidents happened. ENCA's West Africa correspondent Adaure Achumba is joining us now on the line from Lagos. Adaure, good morning to you. What do you have in terms of the latest on injuries and fatalities regarding these stampedes?
Good morning, Dan. Well, the information we have now is that the death toll is at 16 people who were killed at the stampede, killed by the stampedes from the different centers in the country where the exercises were taking place. Now, the centers that were affected included Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and there were about 37 centers where the examination was taking place. All these other centers recorded record crowd coming for the examinations, but in some of these places, the exercise went on without any incident. But places like Lagos and Abuja and Port Harcourt, where there was just so many people, too many people that the officials couldn't control the crowd. Those are the places where the stampedes are recorded.
And the investigation, do you know how far it is? And has it started yet on to what really caused the stampedes?
No, the investigation actually hasn't really started. We're just getting an indication that an investigation will be launched, and this is based on a statement by the Minister of Interior, Abamoro, under whose command the Nigerian Immigration Service is. Now, he made this statement on Saturday when he went to inspect one of the centers where the exercise was going on. And that was during that inspection, that was when he mentioned that an investigation was going to be launched into finding out what exactly happened. And then he also passed the blame on the applicants, saying that it was their impatience and their lack of following due the rules that were laid down by the examination invigilators at these centers that caused the stampede.
Now, Adaure, tell us, is such a recruitment drive commonplace in Nigeria? Is that how the government goes about recruiting staff?
Well, this particular agency, this is quite common for them. And in 2008, they had a similar incident where they called for the examination, for the applicants to come for the examinations, and a stampede occurred. So this is something that is not new to this agency. But the interesting thing is that it's really the unemployment story here, because there's so many people who are out of jobs in Nigeria that the positions advertised are only about 4,500 positions. However, 500,000 people turned up for the examination. And before they turned up, they had to go through an online process where they had to fill an application and make a payment. So that payment-making process is the first question that a lot of people are asking, because the National Assembly had specifically instructed government agencies not to charge anyone for a job application process. So the first question that people will be asking during the investigation is why did the Ministry of Interior go ahead and charge these applicants? The second thing is the crowd control issue. The stadium in Lagos has only a capacity of about 45,000 people, but 70,000 people showed up to take the test at the stadium. Same situation in Abuja. It was beyond capacity. And so there was this recipe for disaster. And knowing that 500,000 people applied for those jobs should have spelled, a different process for the examination to take place. And that's part of the questions that people will be asking. But yes, this agency, this is not new. This is how they've done their intake process. And they have had a stampede in the past.
Adaure, very briefly, I mean, Nigeria is not alone in unemployment problems. I mean, many countries in the world face that problem today. Any indication what the government, how it has a plan to address this? You've said, I mean, there's thousands and thousands of people in Nigeria without jobs.
Well, the government is creating jobs through different schemes, and you know this is it's an age-long question. How will the government solve the problem of unemployment? The government has limited options, really, and with a population of about 170 million and about 20 million of those are unemployed, there's only so much that the government can do. The call has gone out to the private sector. We've had business owners and one of the major philanthropists calling for private sector to be the ones to drive this, solution to the unemployment situation. And it's not going to happen in isolation. It has to happen with government taking part and setting up policies that will aid a public sector driven approach to solving unemployment. Another thing that people are encouraging is for people to become self-employed, to become entrepreneurs, to set up their own projects, especially in the agricultural sector, and that's an area that is really growing, agriculture and construction. So these areas, people are encouraging people to go into the agricultural sector. At least that will be a start, a drop in the bucket in solving the problem.
Thank you very much. That's ENCA West Africa correspondent Adaure Achumba on the line to us from Lagos.
Know more about your world.
ENCA.com.